Hello, and thank you for joining me today. We're going to work on constructions, and this information goes along with what you need to know for MSA. Okay, the first construction we're going to do is a congruent triangle, and this is for all 8th graders that are taking the MSA in the state of Maryland. You will be required to make a congruent triangle given one triangle. So what we're going to do first is work with our compass. Okay, we want to take the pointed end of the compass and put it on one vertex. So I'm doing that here. The other end where the pencil is going to measure to the opposite vertex. What you want to make sure you do when you have a compass is you want to make a little mark to prove that you are using your compass to make a construction. That mark is called an arc, A-R-C. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've made my arc here, and that now proves that I'm using a compass. What I'm doing is measuring the distance between vertex A and vertex B. I want to make sure that I keep the same distance when I now get ready to make my congruent triangle. So the key here is to make sure that your compass doesn't move so much, and I want to go ahead and, like I said, keep the same distance to now make a mark down here. So I'm going to put my point here, and I'm going to make an arc. I'm going to now turn my compass over, being careful not to close it or open it, keeping the same distance. I'm going to put the point on the arc that I made, and I'm going to use my pencil to now make another arc. What I've done is I've made the same distance from A and B, and now I'm going to go ahead and put a vertex here. Well, make a point here. It's going to become a vertex soon. And I'm going to call this A prime, and this one is going to be called B prime, okay? And the reason we're calling it prime is because the original one is A, and the image is going to have a little mark over the A, and this is going to be A prime. What I'm now going to do is take a straight edge, and I'm going to go ahead and connect these two dots. Okay, so far I have one side of my triangle. I'm going to now get my compass again, and I want to make sure I now measure from vertex A to vertex C. Once again, when you are doing a construction on the MSA, or anytime you're doing a construction with a compass, you want to make sure that you prove you use the compass, and you want to leave this little mark, and this mark is called an arc. Okay, so keeping that same distance, I'm going to now take my compass, and I'm going to make an arc down here. Okay, I'm not going to do anything to it yet because I want to make sure that I get the same distance from B and C. Okay, so now I take my compass, and I'm going to go ahead and measure the distance from B to C. Okay, and once again, in order to prove that I'm using a compass, I'm going to go ahead and make this little arc here. So I'm going to now take that same distance from B, put the point on B prime, and I'm going to go ahead and make a little arc. Okay, now I don't know if you can see this right here. These two arcs cross. Where they cross, I'm going to now go ahead and put my new vertex, and this is going to be labeled C prime. Okay, so my last step now is going to be connecting my vertices. So I have my A prime connected to C prime, and I have my B prime now connected to C prime as well. And this original triangle is now congruent to our image. Okay? And that is how you construct a congruent triangle. Thank you for joining us.